At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Vibra Live. Got some interesting stuff to cover this morning. What's going on, Erwin? Appreciate you stopping by. Let's get into it. So, if you guys aren't following on Twitter, Vibra Finance held the spaces last night. It was interesting. A lot of bullish stuff happening in the community. Lots of stuff going on. They'll constantly posting on there. Looking at the bubbles, gotta love it. Hex, huge green bubble. The old school NEM, old OG coin from way back in the day, getting a pump out of nowhere. So that's good to see random alts moving. And something just kind of dawned on me too when I was figuring why is Hex number 201 on CoinMarketCap on CoinGecko. And I think it's because of the filters. So when you come in here and you do, you look at the top 200 and you sort by that, you're not going to get Hex. I think that's why it's there. So when you're looking at the top couple hundred coins, you're just not going to see it. And I can't wait till everything is transparent. I mean, even going to Nomics and Coin Paprika, you get complete different numbers. We're number 11 on Nomics or 12 on Nomics. And then let's see, Coin Paprika. Oops, I don't have it in the search. We're 12 over there and we're number 7 on Coin Paprika. So on major sites, we're still not even getting transparency. So just imagine when everything is true, everything is transparent, and all this gatekeeping doesn't exist. We have so much to look forward to. And just looking at Lunar Crush, right, you can kind of see here in one day the social mentions and what it did to the price. This yellow line or orange line right here is social mentions. And sure enough, last night, bam, with the price. And it's good to see that one of Richard's tweets is actually moving the price. So many of his tweets, or even in a bear market, tweets just don't influence price or they don't do anything to it. So now that his tweets are actually causing green candles, that to me is super bullish and really excited for what's to come. DeFi is where it's at. This is what I wanted to talk about today is this jump crypto MakerDAO whole debacle that's going on. So a year ago, there was a $300 million or a $225 million hack. So the High Court of England and Wales ordered Oasis app to work with Jump Crypto to recover the stolen funds. So Oasis app is basically the wallet custodian for MakerDAO for DAI. And basically in February 2022, $321 million of wrapped ETH were exploited via the protocol's token bridge. So the hacker since moved the stolen funds around through different dApps, putting them into rocket pools, staking, stuff like that. And DAI has no admin keys, right? So how could you control someone's funds? And I couldn't find, the tweet was deleted, but there was one. And I had looked at a tweet that showed DAI's policy on security and accessing your account. Nobody has access to your account but you. And that is no longer true. You know, with this ruling, this court here referencing the negative implications of Oasis being able to retrieve crypto assets from its users' vaults, the team emphasized that it was only possible due to a previously unknown vulnerability in the design of the admin of Multisig access. So this right here, if anyone with admin keys, Polygon, Chainlink, these major projects that we know about, this same situation can apply to them. You know, this tweet was really good right here. This week's centralization maxis who ignored backdoors, censorship capabilities, and single sequencers, L2s, decided to gang up and blast Chris Black. Oasis then used a secret door in their smart contracts to steal funds from a smart contract, proving he was right all along. And it just really makes me wonder, you know, what do we know? What is really going on in this code? I don't have the ability to look at code and decipher what's going on. I trust other people's opinions and other people's research into it. And this thread here was really interesting from Blockworks. And so Jump has not confirmed the ownership of the wallets discussed in the analysis. It's the opinion of SM Guide. The wallets are owned by Jump based solely on the on-chain evidence presented below. So it just goes through basically everything that happened, you know, throughout the whole process, and how this vault was actually taken control of through their Multisig. And I'm not a tech person at all. You know, I don't read code or anything like that, but just the whole premises of this can shake up everything at the core. And it's just another catalyst for true DeFi and why we need it. And just all from the debacle, Three Arrows, Celsius, Luna, all that stuff, the message that came out was this is not a crypto problem. This is a centralization problem and a human problem, a greed problem. And it's why we need DeFi. Richard is so far ahead of the game, and we're now really starting to see it. You know, this another article, this came out 3-4 hours ago. Binance chain-based DeFi protocol Launch Zone claims an exploit led to $700,000 of funds being drained from its liquidity pool. So now is Launch Zone going to be able to go to the same courts in Wales and England and demand that you guys roll back the chain or, you know, recover the funds? Is that even possible? Down here in the article, they bring up exactly that old story from a year ago. The BNB ecosystem has grappled with hacks and exploits over the year. The BNB chain fell prey to a $100 million exploit in October 2022, resulting in a hard fork. Web3 infrastructure firm Jump Crypto also identified and disclosed a critical vulnerability to the BNB chain team in February. The exploit could have allowed an attacker to mint an unlimited amount of tokens. The BNB team patched the vulnerability before it was disclosed to the wider public. So what happens here when they take this to the court and say, look, you guys did it in the past. You have the ability to go in and roll back the chain, use multi-sig, recover the funds. Whatever you did with over here with Oasis and Jump, recover it for us. And once a ruling like that is law, you know, that can be a really scary thing. And there, Chris Black, he's a really good follow. He's all about DeFi, and he had some really good tweets about this a couple of days ago, just talking about, you know, what's really going on in crypto here. You know, people say one thing, and the complete opposite happens. You know, if the government can't control something, it acts like it never wanted to. The government had discovered that it can control DeFi, so it's very excited to control DeFi. Exactly. And I think he's so right. And sorry, guys, I'm just trying to find this tweet he had. Yeah, okay, here we go, right here. Couldn't this happen to all contracts that are upgradable? Some things are better left unsaid. Recommend no more news like these for the sake of people, our industry, and your business. People, so this is not good for the industry when this comes out. Stuff like this, that when you thought that your stuff was safe, little do you know, there was a glitch in the code that allowed for this to happen. And these words will live in DeFi infamy. This was carried out in accordance with the requirements of the court order as required by law, using the Oasis multisig and a court-authorized third party. And that's exactly my fear right there, is that any CeFi project that is compliant could have a similar situation. And this just makes me all the more bullish on Hex and DeFi. And I've been talking about this for a month now with these liquid staking protocols, with rocket pools and Lido DAO. All this ETH 2.0 that's on exchanges. You know, I have like $100 on Kraken. I did it just to be involved with it, see the process, see what it felt like having money locked up, not being able to touch it. It's one thing when you are involved in something, one thing when you're looking at it from a side. So I did it. I locked away $100 or whatever, but there are so many people that have significant amounts of money that did not expect it to go this long. And when the Shanghai update or upgrade comes through, they're going to be looking for homes to put that ETH, and it's going to go into these DeFi protocols, these liquid staking pools with rocket pools and Lido. And you're already seeing the prices of them are really starting to reflect that. And this is a good sign that we're moving away from centralization into true DeFi. And I'm just really bullish on this right here. You know, Lido, rocket pools, you know, I don't own them anymore. I sold my bag of them and bought a little more Hex before this little pump, because I think any news now looks like that leads to or hints on a pulse chain release, I think is going to pump the price. There's so many people in this community that are retweeting, engaging. We're the loudest community in crypto, and it's awesome to be a part of. And I can't wait to see how this plays out. You know, this article was really funny. It came out, I think it was yesterday morning. Richard Hart followers lose faith as Pulse Chain and Pulse X face delays. Crypto personality Richard Hart has delayed the launch of Pulse Chain and Pulse for months, or Pulse X for months. Hundreds of millions of dollars in users' funds are inaccessible within sacrificed wallets for the two projects. Well, it's really funny how they don't mention that money that's inaccessible, you were credited at, what, 18, 20 cents? So 3 to 4 times the price it currently is right now. So it's funny how they kind of ignored that point right there. At a Hex conference in January, Hart told an interviewer that development was going really great. He declined to announce a mainnet release nor its on-chain exchange Pulse X. At the press time, Pulse Chain's website says the second version of its testnet is live. Despite the long delay, Hart conveyed confidence that his system was working well, at least in testnet. And then they show this tweet up right here. Members of the Pulse Chain Reddit subforum expressed concern about Hart's evasiveness ever since he expressed confidence in activating mainnet last month. One user asked what consequences Hart would experience if he were to never release Pulse Chain. Many opinion that Hart's ego is too big for failure at releasing Pulse Chain. They notice Hart's increasing need to boost morale among Hexicans whose patience is thinning amid lengthy delays. In truth, Hex is still 88% below its all-time high. Another critic called Hex and Pulse X a slow motion rug. This is so funny. You know, that they pick up on Elon Musk's little comment here and bring it up like that's actually a critic of Hex. This is so funny. But getting articles like this, all publicity is good publicity, in my opinion. You know, it's really funny when you leave out critical facts, but really funny. Really funny, how this is going to turn so fast in the future. And the last thing for today, bullish and for all of crypto, Playboy expects to launch MetaMansion virtual world this year, partnering with Sandbox and Animoca brands. We got big things happening. NFT Paris last week, the virtual world is slated for the launch this year. Rabbitar, that's the community. It's been the plan all along for the Rabbitars to be the VIPs of the MetaMansion experience. Suman, who's a VP for art and Web3 at the 70-year-old media brand. So really interesting. Playboy joining the metaverse. Everyone's coming in. All the major companies, Starbucks, Polygon, Adidas, Avalanche with Amazon. I mean, the partnerships are being made daily. And this stuff is I really think the NFTs and just communities and like the whole Chili's ecosystem there with NFTs, access to creators, being able to fund an artist that you believe in. And if they blow up in the future, you getting money off of that. There's so much that's going to come out of Web3. And even just with NBA games, we went to a Hornets game over Thanksgiving, and our tickets were NFTs on our phone. And now I can go in there and I have a copy of it, an NFT that I was at the game. I don't have to hold a little ticket stub or anything anymore. And that's where this is all going. In the future, it's all going to be integrated, and the friction will kind of evaporate over time. And as Ethereum, the gas increases, gets more expensive, people are going to filter over to the L2s, filter over to Pulse Chain where it's cheap and it's feasible to transact. I mean, it's not, I don't think it's feasible to have $500, $600, $1,000 end stakes for staking out 3-4 years. You have to pay a penalty. I don't like that at all. And I think that's where ETH is going to struggle in the future, is corporate VC America is incentivized to just use the Ethereum network. All they want to do is just have it up and running. They make money on transactions and the fees from that. And that's not good. There's nothing that's going to drive the cost down, drive the fees down. And as these stakes go longer and longer and longer, and those fees get higher and higher and higher, man, Pulse Chain is going to be needed. And I can't wait. Can't wait. Just seeing tweets send green candles. It's been a long time. There's tweets only do that in a bull market, in my opinion. They have the ability to send the price up or down. For the longest time, nothing was reacting to good news. Massive partnerships with other projects, nothing. Zero price action. Now we're starting to see that tweets are affecting price. I think that is the sign we're in a bull market. All this money that's flowing into Lido. I mean, they just activated their staking rate limit after more than 150,000 ETH staked in a single day. I mean, that just shows you where we're going, moving out of centralized exchanges and having your crypto held hostage to true decentralization. And it's going to take time. And the more and more Richard just keeps doing his thing, just keeps saying what he's been saying, it just comes more true over time. And the things that he kind of didn't listen to or kind of went in one ear out the other, they're now mainstream phrases in crypto. I mean, when Gary Gensler says, not your keys, not your crypto, I would assume that he knows who Richard Hart is. And, I think he's going to get the credit he deserves slowly. It's coming. And people don't want to admit they're wrong. People hate seeing other people succeed, especially people that have bigger egos and are louder than others. So, we'll see if we can get a Pulse Chain launch. I'm hoping for April, May, Q2 this year. It was my guess. or what my gut was telling me. But no one can predict crypto. If anything, expect the unexpected. If you're thinking one thing, the opposite's going to happen. So rarely do things play out as you think. The market is here to shake you out, to chop sideways, to get you feeling bearish when the market's bullish, and vice versa. And I think that, in my opinion, what I would like to see is Jerome Powell come out and just do a 50 or 75 point hike and say that's it. Instead of doing a quarter point over the next 3 meetings, we're going to get it over with now. Half point, 3/4 of a point, and that's it. And hopefully that can be the pivot. We can have a little dip, and then crypto front runs all this. We trade, I think, at least 6, 8, 9 months out in the future. So we're front running all this bad news, I believe. I don't know what else could really hold us down. I mean, the real estate market, yeah, that's a lagging indicator. It's clearly not doing well right now, but so many things are different. BlackRock, China buying just blocks of real estate. This stuff didn't happen in 2008. So I don't know if the real estate crash is going to be the same, just because the players who are involved now. And when you have the Fed owning real estate on their balance sheet, you can, I don't know, it just changes the dynamics of things. And that's what I hope, man. A 50-point hike, that's it. Don't stretch this out. Get the pain over with and pivot. And then I think that can lead to maybe a slow summer, and then fall leading into the halving. It should be fireworks, especially if Pulse launches. Man, we were talking last night on the spaces, and what other projects out there this year are people excited about? I don't know, besides like Sui. I'm on their testnet now, playing around on there. Optimism, Arbitrum, airdrops over there. I mean, these aren't new projects. People are looking forward to airdrops, and Sui is a great project that's going to release, but I can't think of anything with the hype, with the utility, and just what Pulse Chain is going to bring, especially when all the influencers start pumping it out. What are they going to be talking about? What do they have to talk about? What are their potential options? And I don't see anything being bigger than Pulse Chain. You have everything from all the bullish stuff, the world's largest airdrop, to all the people who hate Richard and want to see him fail. They're going to be talking about him. Oh, here comes another scam by Richard. Round 2, rah, rah, rah. And all this stuff is bullish, in my opinion. If people are out making videos about him, there's a reason. You don't do that for people that aren't relevant, or projects that aren't harming you, influencing you, or stuff like that is influencing how you act and the stuff you do. It's either right, whatever you're doing, there's something there. When there's a ton of hate, and the same thing with Zen. I don't know if it's going to survive in the long run, but all of the publicity that's came from it, that can be used for good things. And I'm just excited for the future. I'm a perma bull here. I really do think that the worst is behind us, that we're going to kind of trend sideways here. And one final dip down to 18, 19,000. That, in my opinion, will be the COVID black swan type event from 2020, looking at the charts. And if that doesn't happen, if you take that out of the equation and go back and look, I mean, we should have ran up a lot faster. And I think that has the potential. I think we could really have a run up if certain things fall into place. And if not, if things just stay bearish, that just coils us up to explode higher once the halving comes next year. So either way, I'm playing worst case scenario and best case scenario. Always be ready for both sides of the situation. If we get, horrible news and the market tanks, be ready for it. If Pulse Chain launches tomorrow, be ready for it. You got to be ready for all this stuff. And when you are and you're prepared, great things tend to happen. So follow us if you aren't subscribed. Viber Finance on Twitter. Up to 646 followers now. Absolutely crushing. From yesterday's spaces, I think like 40 people followed or something. So it's good to see. Really, really appreciate all the support from everybody, out here every day, trying to onboard people properly, safely, correctly, not making the same mistakes that I made. I mean, it's disgusting how much money I lost, got hacked for, did stupid things with, but that can be used for good and showing people what not to do. And I'm more than happy to do that. Let you know what mistakes I made, what I would do differently, all that good stuff. But that's all I got for today. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Molly, Mobius, Tin Top, Facing Reality, John May, what's up? Skybank, set you up. Yes, I did see that. The Shanghai update. I'll check that out. I can't wait. As soon as there's word that money is movable, I think it's going to flow into Lido, Rocket Pools, and all these L2s. That's great to see. Get it off exchanges. Get it out of Kraken's hands. Get it out of Coinbase's hands. It's your crypto. Control it. Own it properly and correctly. So that's all I got. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning, same time, 9:30. I don't know which one I like more, but either or. We'll see you. Thanks for the support. John May, how'd that go? Yeah, it was a good space last night. I think Nathan's gonna put a report out. He's gonna do his homework and just let the truth get out there. When you got nothing to hide and you're doing stuff the right way, why do you need to block people? I don't have anyone blocked but like spam accounts and bots. I have nothing to hide. So if people are in that same position, they wouldn't act the way they do. And it's unfortunate that people get dragged into this stuff, but that's why we're here. It's why this community is so special, because people look out for each other. People truly care. And when this community's been built over years, you build relationships, meet these people, they become your friends, you meet their families. When bad players want to come in with a bad track record, with a history of doing stuff the opposite way, that's when we stand up and just make it aware and let people know, hey, this is the experience we've had, this is the history. You'll make your own decisions. And that's what all we can do is bring stuff to light, get it out there, and let everyone make their own opinions, formulate your own opinions for yourself. And yeah, everybody, exactly. The truth will always prevail, 100%. 100%. So appreciate you guys with the support. We will be back tomorrow morning with another episode. Hopefully some green candles, some good news about Pulse Chain. But till then, don't do anything stupid. Be safe. Keep your coins on ledgers, on hardware wallets where no one can get to them. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.
At Viber Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Viber Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Viber Finance, we are the future of crypto.